there, Mike. Hope you're having a great day today. Here's your video lesson. One huge topic I want to talk about. If you have questions about it or me looking at anything, feel free to shoot a message on back over and I'll do my best to answer. So let's get to it. So I got your message and I had to kind of think about it for a while, kind of how to answer your question. So you were kind of getting at the fact that you want your tone to be more kind of like that Rammstein industrial, 90s industrial sound. So I did a little bit of digging and I watched a bunch of videos and asked the internet and kind of scoured around and kind of came up with maybe sort of an answer for you. The short answer is you can actually buy Rammstein's gear on Reverb.com if you have about $5,000 to drop on this stuff. They'll ship it right from Germany. We see there's a bunch of amps that amp heads that he's using that are for sale. I'm not sure if he's over there just like plugging in and playing a couple of Rammstein riffs and then saying, "Hey, this is used by me." I'm not sure if that's what's going on, but you can definitely buy it straight from him or his shop, the gear. So barring that, how do we get that sound? I kind of looked at a little bit of some stuff. A lot of what's happening is a lot of studio magic, a lot of layering. I read somewhere that they'll record the track like 7 times and stack everything so it's super dense. You know, short of like using the looper pedal and trying to do that, I think it's much of an option. So it's kind of like almost like, in a way, like maybe unobtainable without like going into some crazy studio magic. But we can get close though. Where are some other things that he's doing here? There's actually, it's called an AMT Electronics Du Hast distortion pedal. They actually make a pedal that sounds like this. I found one online and you could probably get it for like, you know, it's like $250, $300 you can find it for. They're not very common, so I found one on Reverb, and let's see here. Let's see if I still have it on here. That one. This one. Yeah, there's one right here, AMT Electronics Rammstein's discount rare distortion pedal, probably about $250 after everything's said and done. It's this guy right here. So there you go. So you have that pedal right there that you can get. It looks like it ships from Kyrgyzstan. So if you want to send $300 to Kyrgyzstan and see what happens, you have at it. I would use my credit card though, just in case something happens. So you can totally buy from them. The other thing that he's using for tone is he's using a Mesa Boogie triple rectifier. A lot of metal guys use those amps. I think John Petrucci uses a Mesa Boogie. So it's like sometimes like a toss between like the PV5150 amp, the Eddie Van Halen, and the Mesa Boogie is like a really common one that you see. You know, they're not stupid expensive, but like they do. Like I saw one that I saw on Seawater, the Misha Mansour one. I think that's the PV was running about $1,000. But you can probably find cheaper ones in there. Other thing I saw was using a Gibson guitar with the treble tone. So I don't own a Gibson. So I just threw my treble switch down here and just cranked the treble. Other things I saw here were EQ pedals. I have one in the closet over there. Basically, it's like a big long, I have a 12-band EQ, so it's basically 12 switches on the pedal, and I made it look like a U, like a V shape, and that scoops out the mids. So I'll bring the higher end up a little bit so you get more of that bitey tone. Other people were saying use a Metal Zone distortion pedal. And to think of the distortion almost like as a synth sound. So you're trying, it's like a synthesizer sound. So you're not trying to have like this huge dynamic, you know, sound, but you just want to like that right there. Compressor pedal to squash the dynamics, so that way it's just like a one sound. So it's not like you're looking for all these different tones inside of your guitar. Like if you dig in, it's different. You really want this thing that no matter which way you hit it, it's going to sound the same every time. And a compressor pedal is going to do that. So a compressor pedal is going to take your highs and your lows, going to squash them, right? And the more compression you have on there, the more squash it's going to get. So I put my compressor pedal on here. There we go. And I crank my noise gate, turn it tight on. You want to be the same every single time that you hit it. You just want like a synthesizer kind of sound. Other thing is you want a noise gate. I have my Horizon Devices Apex preamp and that has a noise gate built into it. I have that thing cranked. I have the noise gate turned up all the way. I have a gain turned up all the way. I have the treble turned up pretty high. I turned the bass in the mid down. And turn this up a little bit here. There we go. Right, so I have this sound. So with that noise gate, I want it to be chop. I want it to have a hard chop on it. So when I hit it, it's a dead stop. So if I let it ring without stopping using my palm back here, you're not kicking in. There it goes. So if I hit it and I chop back here, think of like Meshuggah, right? That's the sound that you want. You want dead silence in between the chugs. See that? I think that's the riff. So every time I hit it, that hard stop. The noise gate kicks in when I kind of do this right here, when I use my palm back here to deaden the strings. So you want that dead stop there. So using compressor, I'll show you turn the compressor back. Let's go, yes, compressor sound. So my compressor is squashing the sound and the noise gate is cutting everything. And then that way it's sort of like a one sound. It's almost like a drum. You want it to be like a drum. You don't want any sort of dynamic range. You're not doing solos with this stuff. And I looked more into the 90s industrial metal tone, more specifically just for like bands like Ministry, Nine Inch Nails, Marilyn Manson. And I found a plugin. So if you want to get into this world, this is where you stop doing like stuff with like physical things and you get on your computer and actually create tones. That's probably the more cost-effective way of doing all this stuff, is because a lot of them are you can emulate these amps. So one I saw was the Nimbri GMP Pro. It's emulating a Marshall JMP1 amp. You can do that. So the other thing is just getting into the computer and just getting plugins and doing it that way. At that point, what you're talking about is you're putting like speakers up on your desk and just running through an audio interface, and you leave the physical stuff behind. That's another thing you can do. What they were showing in this video I was watching was, he was talking about Mesa Boogie cabinet. So this Mesa Boogie keeps on coming up when it talks about this 90s industrial tone. Max out the gain, like I said that before, turn the bass down, turn the mids down, turn the treble up, scoop the mids with an EQ pedal, and you want a lot of high-end treble gain. So that's where I got this sound from. So here's my Rammstein sound. Right? So that's what I get without pulling like the stuff out of the closet and getting the EQ pedal out and doing a whole other stuff. I got pretty close with what I had on the board. So your rev pedal will probably get there. I would stick with that. Other than that, maybe a noise gate and a compression pedal. And you can get decent stuff. Compression pedal, you can get the Boss compressor. It's like $50. And then a noise gate. Your rev actually might have a noise gate in it because it's a metal pedal, so it might actually have a noise gate in there. So if not, a noise gate is what you want, and you want to get that nice uniform. It sounds like that. There's none of this. All right. Cool, man. Hopefully that helps out. We'll look more at that riff next time. There's a second part to the riff that we'll look at next Saturday, and we'll go from there. All right, man. Take care. Bye.